That Christian church is no different than the Catholic Church.
That's
you
right.
Christians are just as disgusting as the Catholics.
That's right.
You molest children, you steal money, you lie, you get high, and then you try to lie and cover it up. You are just as disgusting. And let me tell you something. God is not with you Christians. God is not with you Catholics. God is against you because of the sin that is all throughout the Catholic and Christian church.
On Westboro.
Right.
This is why we gotta love one another. So what the brother said something to you ain't like, forgive that brother. So what that brother stumped on your toe? What you gonna kill him for that?
Not unallowing your brother is a behavior, bro.
Man, here's something wrong.
Palestinians that was George Floyd was unalive. When Sandra Bland was unalive.
Just to make it known, steady ready, better watch your tone. I was 5'7", I was breaking my hand up. 5'7", now I want the chrome. 9/11, I was in my zone. Lose the argument, I lose your throne. Who ain't no running up? Damn, now I'm coming up. They coming to kiss me, you done my what? You drawn, you done enough. They told me don't rush it, just wait my time. Paying attention, I see the sign. Coming right to me like Amazon. No time for the tracks, I'm on the grind. Little shorty, you're sick and she know she fine. Got a couple of so never mind. They throwing the shade cause they know I shine.
You better open this Bible. You better come back here and learn what it really says, because guess what? The people you've been learning the Bible from, they've been lying to you.
A priest right here, this priest right here, sir, right here. Right here, sir.
Yes.
How do you feel about abortion? I see you a priest. What does that mean?
Anybody do abortion, they need to get a life for a life.
You said a life for a life.
Yeah, that's right.
I agree.
With the embryo, you're dealing with the fetus, you created something totally different. So when you kill that, you're a murderer.
Now, I'm glad you said that. What's your name, brother?
Leroy.
Leroy. All right. So now, Leroy, let me ask you this, because what you said about abortion is true. What do you think about child molestation?
Brother, I'm going to you Howard University. I'm going to do this again, okay?
So what does that mean?
Leave it alone. You know what it means. You got that star right there.
Now, what is it? You didn't tell me what that meant. Now, you was able to tell me clearly how you felt about abortion.
Because you know. That's why I'm not going
Now, how come you're not telling me how you feel about child molestation?
right there? You got it right
What
there.
is your stance on child molestation? You are a priest, I presume, either Catholic or Christian church. So what is your stance on abortion? You should have a clear-cut stance. Excuse me, on child molestation. I didn't say anything. I asked you.
Listen, I'm in Brooklyn, New York, all around California, everywhere.
We in D.C., Leroy, and I'm right here in D.C. I'm asking you, Leroy, what is your stance on child molestation? What is mine? What does that mean? How come you can't say that for child molestation, but you could say it for abortion? What's going on, Leroy?
Right, they need to be put to death.
They need to be put to death? So now, if you agree that child molestation need to be put to death, how do you feel about the Catholic Church?
Right. I came out the Catholic Church.
You can.
Well, they put me out.
You said they put you out? Why they put you out?
Yeah, they put me out because I'm heterosexual. 92% of the Vatican are pedophiles, homosexual.
Now give him a hand. He told the truth.
Right.
That's the absolute truth. But Leroy, here's the problem. The Christian church is the daughter of the Catholic Church. You got kicked out of the Catholic Church and you went into Christianity. You just went to the daughter of the same whore. That's what you did. And it's a reason why that brother could not aggressively say the same thing about abortion for child molestation. Because the church has erased your consciousness. You understand? The church destroys your understanding of right and wrong. How can you be a priest in the church and you can't clearly say what God's stance is on the matter? God is against abortion the same way he's against homosexuality, the same way he's against lesbianism, the same way he's against child molestation. But he couldn't say that as clear for child molestation. You know why? Because he's in an organization that he knows is actively molesting children. That Christian church is no different than the Catholic Church. You Christians are just as disgusting as the Catholics.
That's right.
You molest children, you steal money, you lie, you get high, and then you try to lie and cover it up. You are just as disgusting. And let me tell you something. God is not with you Christians. God is not with you Catholics. God is against you because of the sin that is all throughout the Catholic and Christian church. The sin that is all throughout the religion. They paying out $800 million, 800 billion or million? Somebody got to look it up for me. The Catholic Church right now has to pay out 800 either billion or $1 million in child molestation settlements. $800 billion. We're going to go with the B for until right now, until somebody correct me. You understand? $800 billion in child molestation settlements. You know why? Because child molestation is so rampant in the Catholic and Christian church that they can't stop it. They just pay money out. That's how bad it is. They don't change the doctrine. They don't get rid of the bishops and the deacons and priests. They just got a money set aside to pay the victims. You know why? Because they know child molestation is just as part of the Catholic Church as communion. Child molestation is just as part of the Catholic Church as Latin. 800 million, the water, mighty man. The Catholic Church had to pay 800 million to the victims of child molestation. And you walking around here being a proud Catholic, a proud Christian, God is against you. And God is not in that whorehouse called the Christian church. God is not in that whorehouse called the Catholic Church. And God is not with this whore called America.
That's right.
And you're going to find out real soon. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you fighting tooth and nail to be looked at as an American. To be looked at as a part of this place. When you're not. You will not ever be considered a part of this place. And you should accept it and find out where can I go and what can I do to be accepted. Right here. The ISUPK. You understand? Back here, we picked up this Bible and found out this wasn't talking to the white man. This is not the white man's book. This book is talking to the children of Israel, the real Jews, not those lying imposters that live in our land right now, killing Palestinian babies. Not that we care about the Palestinians. The water, sir. You understand? It says, watch, head of Church of England resigns after sex abuse scandal. This is in the last 2 weeks, the water too, Cap. You understand? The head of the church had to resign because of a sex scandal. Your Catholic Church is filled with pedophiles, filled with sexual deviants, filled with all types of nastiness, man, and nobody talks about it. That brother was the perfect example. He said life for a life when it came to abortion. But then when I asked him about child molestation, he got real timid and quiet. That's proof, man. You cannot rely on a Catholic priest. You can't rely on the Christian pastor to tell you the truth, to stand up for what's right. You know why? Because the Christian church and the Catholic church is the systems of America. It's white supremacy. And it's American culture to turn a blind eye to wickedness. It's American culture to turn a blind eye to all the bad things that happen. To only want to hear about good things. That's why that church is full of women. Because women loves to hear sweet things. And that pastor gives those women exactly what they want. Sweet messages. Sweet lies. You understand? Like my granny used to call it sweet nothings. You understand? It's full of vain nothingness. And you go to church and you think you finding God. Let me help you, man. If you out there and you hear the sound of my voice and your life is falling apart and you know it's because you need God, do not go to the church. The church is going to further separate you from God. You understand? The last thing you should do is go to the church. Avoid the church at all costs. Avoid the pastor, avoid the priest, avoid the deacons, avoid the ushers, avoid the mothers that want to pray for you. Avoid everything Christian. Because the Christian church is the reason why the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community is in shambles. And nobody has the courage to blame that. We've been placing blame on everything else except the one thing that's the true problem. It's the damn church. Come out of the church, man. Come out of the church. Come learn about who you really are according to this Bible. You're not going to learn it in the church. If you would have known by now.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one